Now I want to look at some styles that we can use to mark valid and invalid uh, entries onto our form, where we can see here we don't have anything marking whether something's valid or invalid. We have this pop-up coming up saying that whatever's in that box there is not valid, but we don't have anything else showing whether this is valid or not. So here, between this number, that email address, there's some things that we can do. So I want to go in here and select my input, colon, invalid, and select colon, invalid. And then style those differently for invalid values. So border color, I'm going to say red. So now when we go back to our page, refresh it, we can see right off the bat this is invalid because it needs to be a multiple of 5. Like I said, when we created this, that doesn't really make sense, but any number that we put in here that's not a valid number, it's going to put this red border around it. This email address, as I start typing it, it's not valid. But now it's looking at this as a valid email address. So those colors went away. Now we can also set something up like this for our valid. Using this colon valid pseudo class. And I'm going to make those green if they are valid values. So now everywhere that we have a valid value, it has a green border on it. And this doesn't go for the radio buttons and the checkboxes, but it does work for our select drop-downs, our list, these colors, the date, numbers. So when we take this to 35, that background goes green. This is green because there's nothing in it, so right now it is valid. If I start typing something in here that's not valid, we can see that it's getting a different style because it's invalid. You can use those however you might need to. Again, it's not something that you have to do, but it could be helpful. I mean, having all of these show up as a green just because they're valid to start with may not be something that you want to do, but using that invalid can be helpful as you're going through creating these forms and styling them so that you can show a user when they've entered something that your form's not going to accept. Just having that show up red can be useful.